let us come back and discuss the preparations of colloids. So basically, whenever you're learning preparations of colloids, you have to remember two important things. One, the method of preparation for colloids is either I can use the dispersion methods or I can use the chemical methods. So again, let us first write the classification and come back. So what did I say? Whenever you have to prepare a colloid, the process which I'm going to use is dispersion method, where I'm going to break the larger molecules into the colloidal size particles. So dispersion method. Under dispersion method, we are going to study, the first one is mechanical dispersion. Mechanical dispersion. In that, the mill which I'm going to use is colloidal mill. Colloidal or colloid mill. The second would be the electrical dispersion. Electrical dispersion, where I am going to use Bredigs arc method. Bredigs arc method. After that, I am going to use one more dispersion method, that is called peptidization. Done. Fine. Other than this, we are also going to prepare colloids by chemical methods. The second method which I am going to use and show you is chemical methods. Done. So I've picked up the first one, the mechanical dispersion method. Let's write the heading. So let us erase this part and write the first heading for the preparation of colloids. That is your mechanical dispersion method. So let us write mechanical dispersion method, and I'm going to use for this colloid mill. Colloid mill. In the exam, if they ask you, write the features of a colloid mill, how is it used for preparation of colloids, you can just draw the diagram, simple diagram, and write 4 or 5 points about this. So here, the second type of preparation, I am going to use this particular, this is mechanically we are going to grind it, right? Once you grind, that's the reason we have given as mechanical. Suppose when I am trying to use some electrical current through which I can get the colloidal particles, I am going to call them as, let me erase this and write. Yes, now whenever you find electric, I am going to call it as electrical dispersion method. Electrical dispersion method. Done. So, and the cell which we are going to use here is called Bredigs arc method. Bredigs arc, you are going to use in current electric supply here, arc method. Done. So once you have written these two, you have to list out the main important points. So what actually is the construction? In colloidal mill, most important thing is you have two steel plates, like one and the second one. So what happens whenever you're trying to introduce this suspension? What are we going to do? In the colloidal mill, I'm going to introduce a suspension along with this water also. Our aim is to convert these particles into colloidal size particles. So once they introduce into the colloidal mill, whereas you have two steel plates, isn't it? This one steel plate moves in this direction, the other moves in the opposite direction. So how many revolutions? The steel plates revolution is steel plates revolve in opposite direction. How much? 8,000 revolutions per minute. 8,000 revolutions per minute. Okay, now what happens when you're introducing a suspension solution? I said this is moving in this direction, the other is moving the other direction. So all the suspensions, whatever are there, now starts getting grinded in between these two. When they get grinded, you have an electric motor also which is moving or rotating those steel plates. The suspension particles, they get broken down into your colloidal size particles. So next important point, suspension with water, that is your dispersion medium, breaks up into colloidal size particles. This is done. Right now, important thing is, once you get the colloidal size particles, you also need this component. We call that as inert diluent. What is that inert diluent? Let us write. So now I have got the colloidal particle which is separated. Now I have to maintain that colloidal particle size, because that is what our method is, isn't it? We have to prepare the colloidal particle. To maintain that colloidal particle size, we are going to add inert diluent. What is this inert diluent? So what does it do? It basically, as I said just now, it's going to maintain that colloidal size, whatever required thing, that is what we require. So for example, if I have to prepare SH salt, sulfurate salt, so what am I going to do? I'm going to add glucose to this. Now here glucose is going to add as an inert diluent. This is the role of glucose to maintain that SH structure. I said 1000 sulfur atoms are linked one after the other, isn't it? So we are going to add this. Now suppose further, if I have to prepare, you can also sorry, you can also prepare different types of inks also from this, different ink which we use. So if they ask you the application, it is used to prepare inks, dyes, SH molecules. In that way you can just include and finish off your answer. Now when I have to come back to Bredigs arc method, the first most important thing is we are using Bredigs arc method to prepare your precious metals, like, okay, let us write that, used to prepare precious metals like silver, gold, platinum, etc. Okay, now for this, what are we going to do? Whichever metal the silver salt or gold salt, you're going to take that in the form of a metal rod. Just observe, metal electrode. This metal electrode can be silver, gold. Okay, let us write here. It can be silver, it can be gold, or it can be platinum also. Now you are going to take these two metal electrodes, right? You're going to connect to the external circuit. Done. After that, you're going to place two beakers. One beaker would be just see here this complete beaker, you have deionized water, right? Completely they've removed the water, ionized, remove all the ions from that, and you're filling that beaker with the metal rod and the deionized water. This beaker is again placed in one more beaker which has ice bath. Done. So let's write. So first one, what should you write? Metal electrodes. Metal electrodes. Or what are the metal electrodes? Silver, gold, or platinum, right? Are placed. Where are they placed? In a beaker of deionized water. In a beaker of ionized water. Okay, this is also done. After that, where are we placing? We are going to connect, or an arc is created, means because of the electric charge, an electric arc is created, or that spark is created in between the two electrodes. Then what happens? The temperature starts raising. When the temperature starts raising, what will happen to the metal which is there? That also starts vaporizing, isn't it? Once this starts vaporizing, when we place this in the ice bath, immediately the salt, or the gold salt, or silver salt, or platinum salt, it starts condensing in this ice bath, and you can easily collect the salt, whichever salt you require. So how to put it in words? Now in a beaker with deionized water, right? When a spark is introduced, what will happen to the metal rod? The metal rod starts vaporizing. Metal rod starts vaporizing. Okay, now this is also okay, vaporizing. Then how should I do? How should I collect the salt? Then I have to, what do you do? Vapors are condensed. Vapors are condensed in ice bath. This is your ice bath, isn't it? Condensed in ice bath. Right, simple. So first I connected, then I supplied the external circuit in the form of an arc. Then these metals started vaporizing. To collect those vapors, I kept it in an ice bath. That is already kept in the ice bath, so that the salts will not escape. Then vapors are condensed in the ice bath, and required salt is collected. That's it. This is your process. So please remember, you have to just simple diagram. There's nothing much to remember. Bredigs arc method also. Keyword which you should remember is, these are the ions. Next would be the spark. Okay, let me underline. These are the metals. This is the spark, and vapors are condensed. This is what you have to write.